certain activists are starting to get treated the same way they've been treating others, and they don't seem to like it very much. Activists at women's rights rally at Glasgow University are refused service at the student union bar over their opinions and beliefs and signs that make the staff feel unsafe. So let me just ask the common question. So what rights don't women have that men do? You can't think of any, can you? So call it what it is. It's a woman's privilege rally. And now you're going up against Women's Plus. So, yeah, you're going to be treated the same way you've been treating others now. A group of women's privilege activists have refused service and kicked out of a student union bar they had booked over their opinions and beliefs. Yeah, how does it feel? First time? Let the women speak? No, women should be seen, not heard. That is some old wisdom that holds true to this day. Has booked a private room at Glasgow University Union where they plan to hold a social after their rally on Sunday. LWS has gathered outside Glasgow University holding banners and slogans such as Turf Island and We Are All Sandy Peggy, a reference to the NHS Fife nurse who was suspended after objecting to a transformer doctor using the women's changing rooms. So they're literally just sexist and bigoted against Women Plus. No wonder they're being deplatformed. Campaign leader and gender-critical activist Kelly J. Keane, also known as Posey Parker, said the male manager told them that he was closing the bar because the women's beliefs and opinions could constitute harassment towards the staff and make them feel unsafe. Oh, God. So these TERFs tried to have their gathering in a bar that had transformers working there. Yeah, big mistake. And after what you've been doing to others, yeah, you're not gonna get any sympathy. As Keene said, the Women's Privilege group has put some of their handmade banners on the wall, but were asked to take them down. In particular, the manager said the one that read, "I'm not a vet, but I know what a dog is," was particularly offensive. It's all white women. I'm sure they all know their dogs really well. They are intimately familiar with dogs, yes. However, when Ms. Keene was asked why, he apparently refused to give a clear reason. Instead, said it's just one of those things where we're not going to get into the specifics. Yeah, what does it feel like to be on the receiving end of this bullshit, too? Hey, you're being banned for violating community guidelines? Oh, what community guidelines did I violate? Crickets. No, we don't have to tell you that. Yeah, it sucks when it happens, doesn't it? Welcome to the club, bitch. This is what we've been living for decades. If you're going to tell us that you're going to do that, we're doing something wrong and tell us how to behave, then you're going to have to tell us what the specifics are. What have we been saying? And you know what we've been told? Oh, if we told you what rule it is you're violating, you could use that information to violate the rules again in the future. Yeah, sucks, doesn't it? She claims other members of the staff broke GDPR laws, which when they began filming the women's during the interaction. Look, you can't play these tactics anymore. The other side out-victimed you. You are lower on the regressive stack than they are. You are the oppressor now. Enjoy. And the group eventually agreed to take the banner down, a couple of others which contained swear words, but refused to remove the rest. When she asked the manager what he was going to do next, he said he would close the bar. He should have called security. Ms. Keene said she agreed to take down a few more banners, but the manager got flustered and said he would still be shutting the bar. Some women from NWS tried to order drinks at the bar downstairs instead, but were again refused service. Yeah, nobody wants obnoxious activists. Even if it wasn't because they apparently had transformers working there, nobody wants their business flooded by obnoxious activists. Even if it's obnoxious activists whose side I generally agree with, I don't want to be associated with them. Because then I know people are going to judge me by proxy. The manager came back and asked the group who had paid a £150 deposit to leave, claiming the members had been aggressive and were harassing staff, which Ms. Keene says 100% not true. Leak the tapes. And literally all they paid is like, was that $200? Dude, that's not even enough to max out a Hogan. And that's what it cost for the whole group? Holy shit, man. If I knew it was that cheap to reserve an entire bar, shit, maybe real life gatherings are on the table in the future. Right now, I'm obviously not everywhere at all times. I'm 99% positive that that beyond someone saying, "Why aren't you serving us?" This is this is against the equality. You're discriminating against us. I don't think that anyone was harassed. Well, you realize you're campaigning against the equality of stunning and brave Whammons plus sisters. So don't be mad when they retaliate. Whammons privilege activist said the manager did not point out anyone specifically and believes his claims are a fabrication, which used to justify asking them to leave. Yes. Yes. Now you need to accept that other people are going to use your own tactics against you now. Welcome to the future. Welcome to the club. I hope you enjoy. This is what you wanted. And when asked about getting a refund for the £150 deposit that they paid, the manager told them he would try to get it reimbursed. Now, to be fair, I think this is the only legit argument they have. If they paid to reserve the bar and then the manager just shut the bar down and said, no, go away, they should get a refund. This is a legitimate complaint. The rest of it is just reeing. I would be more sympathetic if this wasn't like the same tactic that their side has been using on us all these years. But this is a legit complaint. Ms. Keene called the police to report the alleged discrimination, say one of the officers who turned up told her that the GEU may have refused their booking and had they informed them it was a women's rights event. It wasn't a rally. It wasn't a protest. There weren't speeches. I just said to the officer, do you really want to say that? It's so preposterous. So what was it then? Was it literally just you got together for a photo op and a virtue signal? Are you going to admit that? As Keene is used to incidents like this and thinks it just proves she's right, but it was more distressing for other members who were newer and not as seasoned. Well, maybe it'll turn them away from being as obnoxious as you. She said, I think some of them, it's the first time it's happened to them. And certainly for the young Whammons who booked the venue, it felt weird. She was distressed. Well, get used to it. This is going to happen a lot more in the future. You pay a deposit for the venue and the food is being arranged and the ticket at the ticketed event, and you realize you actually don't have the right to do that. And people are quite happy to go against your rights in order to prevent you from having. Okay. I guess they didn't have ChatGPT correctly edit itself here, huh? And no, let me once again remind you what you refer to as rights are privileges. Don't forget it. I know it's demented. We're now in an age when someone like that and a officious little man feels like he has the power, and he did, to completely ruin our night. Yeah, doesn't it suck when someone does to you what you do to others? Man. Oh, but when you do it, it's for a good cause. When they do it, it's because they're misogynist. Am I right? Now she plans to sue Glasgow University Union for indirect and direct discrimination. How are you going to prove it, though? I mean, can you prove they discriminate against women or just this one specific group for really good reason? I'm just constructing a bit of a letter this morning for a subject access request, and also comparing their cock with what actually happened and how they didn't adhere to their own cock. No, this I think is fair. Hold them to their own standards. And I view this as two enemies eating each other, by the way. So I don't want either side to win. I want both sides to lose. But the winners will be us. We're going to be watching this circus eating popcorn. Now, she believes a counter protest group who had turned up at their rally earlier in the day had put in a complaint and claims they had posted a video of the group on Instagram and tagged the union. The activist added, they're little authoritarians, some of these kids. You would know. They think they can just stop you saying things they don't like. Freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences. That's what you guys like to parrot all the time. No one's stopping you from speaking. All they did was stop you from reserving a restaurant. How are you being silenced? How is your free speech being stifled, huh? What if the staff had Palestine badges and some of the guests had a Star of David around their necks? Where does this end? This is exactly what we were warning you of over a decade ago. And you fucking idiots didn't listen. Now enjoy. This isn't our problem anymore. We're not even involved. Like, this is a university. They are known as just cesspools of far left activism. Destroy yourselves. No one cares. We've already removed ourselves from this system. This isn't our problem. Even by proxy, we're not going to be affected by this. We warned you. You drove us out. Now you're turning on each other, and we're going to sit back and laugh. That's how this is going to go. So thank you for the entertainment.